Hey everybody, Obey the Papaya here. New patch, new hotfix, just jump straight into it. Patch version 0.13.3 coming soon. Alright, so let's take a look at it. I just want to jump into it. We'll go super fast. We got a nice little store update coming in with some skins. Cute skin, cool skin, really cool skin, pretty cool skin. In-game shop has some items cooked. I know they changed some quality of life and stuff like that for items. I'm not going to worry about that stuff. We're gamers here. Controller layout, we're getting some changes on the controller layout. I don't know why they don't just allow custom binds, but they're changing some stuff. This is probably to help fix with the whole like surrender bug and all that. Communication wheel increase to R3, so it's all controller stuff. Ability buffering, so this is actually super interesting, super good stuff that we got here for the people that get stunned and try to dash away and dash forward. We're getting blinks can no longer be buffered. Good, honestly. I think that's a pretty good skill set. I'd rather them not be buffered. I think there's certain things that need to be buffered, and I would say it's more on aggression, but things for escapes and whatnot should not be buffered. It should be you pressing it, my opinion. But you know, this is probably temporary. Max buffer duration before input buffer is forgotten is reduced by 50%. Okay, I kind of like that too. Once again, I want the smallest level of increase to at least know it's buffered while I'm spamming it. But I don't want like I press a button and basically once I'm CC'd I'm gonna flash. Because what if I don't really want to get CC'd? I do a lot of my stuff like, you know, very minute, the minor, like 0.1 seconds I can change my opinion. So I want it to be short. That's me though. Dash is when buffered will now take the currently held movement input. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why it took so long. I posted this literally like 6 months ago. Finally, we're getting something here. That's super important. I'm glad it took so long. All right. Hero changes. Countess is just getting a bug fix on the title. Unfortunately, no changes to her. Sad boys for me. Decker also just getting improved responsiveness on the cast. Nothing crazy. Fang Mao is actually getting a buff in terms of his early level damage. So that's actually, I mean, it's monsters. It doesn't matter. Any damage is pretty dang good for an assassin. Extra looks like an extra 5 overall just on his R&B. So his Reaping Dash, his Gap Closer, and extra 5 damage on his E. So his AoE damage. And it damn does it scale up really fast too. Greystone, this is kind of nice. I would have liked to see a nerf, and we did get one. We got a nerf on his Sacred Oath. This is the problem I have. His Sacred Oath, I think, is his E. I think that's his E damage. Damage change. I don't know why they don't just label what skill it is at the same time. Because, like, I don't fucking know what these names are, bro. Low-key, all these names kind of suck, too. Like, Sacred Oath. Tell me it's the basic attack enhancer. At least. Or tell me it's the Q. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a dang ult. Maybe the ult does damage. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I had coffee. We're hyped. I got 2 weeks off. We're vibing. Grux is getting some really interesting stuff here, actually, which is gonna be insane. It looks like they want to buff him in the jungle, which, okay, let's get it. I hate having so much flex picks. Now people are playing him as support, but they're getting Omnivamp on monsters. Bonus movement speed at max stacks is decreased though, so that's kind of nice. So he gets no movement speed. I'll take that because he's already so fast. He is with the basic attacks, not basically being very negligible when it comes to actually doing basics. He still has the same speed and he has a higher speed by default, which I think is really lame. Plus he has gap closers. Plus he has stun. Plus he has a pull. You know how I am about that stuff. If you watch my channel a lot, bleed bonus physical power scaling is increased. That's actually going to be insane. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna be double. Like, holy moly, he's gonna be a monster. And they're giving him the Omnivamp. So if he's in, holy moly. Bonus AD scaling has changed from 0.1 to 0. He's getting a buff there. He's getting a 50% buff. Bonus AD scaling per tick. Once again, 50% buff. Wild. I'm terrified of this guy now. Wow. I bump him up on my tier list. I think he's gonna be S tier. I think this is gonna turn him into a carry, and we still got a lot of item changes. I'm excited for him. Just wait and see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's take a look at the items later. Iggy and Scorch is getting I think, yeah, let's see. So they said that they didn't like him too much. Cooking up a storm is release. This comes with a trade-off though, slightly less durability as well as less burst damage in these moments. So yeah, they're increasing turret damage by like, I think it was 25% or 20% for making him squishier. And he is a squishy, he is a very tanky mid lane, like relatively, he is tanky. A little bit of a cooldown increase on the Molotov. Flame turret is doing 20% more damage, it seems, overall. At least from level 1, and it scales back. What's this one? 34 to 40? What is that? Around 15-ish percent. Is it still 20? I don't know. Too much math for me. Inferno is actually going to get a really nice damage increase and the healing scaling, but the bulk, so the pushback is going to be reduced, which is fine. Honestly, I do think that his damage on the actual flame should be higher. It'll entice people to kind of stay on it, to keep using it. Granted, though, I do think the bulk damage, like, that's a really hard nerf, man. It's like 70% nerf. That's actually huge. Bulk scaling has changed from 0. And they're reducing the scaling. Huh. I'm going to be curious to see what we see here. Maybe the turret's really going to amp up the damage. Kalari, they're saying they want to nerf the burst potential with her being invis. To remedy this, we're shifting some of her damage potential from her guillotine to her daggers, making her less ultimate reliant and more effective at mid-range combat, while increasing the skill check of her combos. She now has to hit both daggers to reach similar damage output as before. Nice. I'd rather they just remove invis, but you know how I am. Crippling dagger damage is changed. They're getting an increase in the dagger, so not too much in terms of like overall damage. Late game it scales up, and I'm sure the scaling is going to be nice on it, but they didn't really increase scaling at all. Guillotine is getting some damage nerfs here. It's not that bad though. Total healing bonus physical scaling has changed. 1.35 to 1.3. So you're gonna get a little bit of healing or nerf on the healing. Alright. Oh, total healing bonus physical power scale. Well, that's a big ass jumbled up words. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Not crazy in damage. It'll help maybe early, but late games you'll still be, I think, low-key a buff. With how fast your daggers come back, I think this is actually like a buff, to be honest with you. I think this is a buff. I don't think that burst potential is really going to change too much. Oh, man. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Early game, maybe nerf. I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think this is a good thing on her. Kira's ability to scale in the late game alongside her general safety make her a force to be reckoned with to help shift her power back towards parity with other carries. They're saying she's strong. Damage has changed from 2.2 to 2.06. What? They're saying she is strong. Don't get me wrong, but in pubs, there's better ADCs. What? Bonus physical power changed from 10 to 5. My new mechanics for Kira has been nerfed. This is really weird. They're nerfing Kira? Was she really that strong? And maybe I'm just missing out, which is very possible. That's really weird. They're really looking into kind of nerfing her a bit. Morgesh is getting a buff off of her Q, so she's getting a Q increase, but we are getting mega custom changes in the items. Spoiler, we'll take a look at those. But yeah, the Hive Explosion scaling is going up. It looks like a 20% buff. Hey, let's get Swamp Wifey back in, right? Muriel, I am interested. This is actually where I stopped kind of reading it, so let's take a look. Muriel's ability to shield through an enemy team burst can be overwhelming. And when she pulls ahead and gains access to some additional healing and shielding power to roll off of, to ensure she does not scale to her lead or shield receiving drop in baseline. Honestly good. Shield decreased. Late game is getting decreased. A little bit. Shield decreased. That's on the ultimate. That's fairish. I don't think it really changed her kit too much. She's still pretty monstrous in terms of her overall shielding. It's not too much. Or that's like 5% at most, I think. Narbash is reigning supreme in the support role. The game goes on to late game, and people don't know how to punish Narbash laning phase for low elo. I guess so. I don't think he's really been that supreme. He's kind of easy to counter, but just building Tainted and pushing him in early game. Alright, mana has increased from 420 to 400. Okay, so just max mana is basically reduced. That's really weird. Mana changed and max mana has changed. Nice patch notes on meta. March mana cost has changed from 60 to 50. Huh, okay. So that's a movement speed. Health per second has changed from 10.9. This is actually a pretty big deal. Oh, baby, that's a big deal. I like this. This is a good change. Minor healing on it. Oh, 100%. I'll take less healing on his Q or his E because it's a good amount of heals. Some quick mana tuning for phase to create more chances to run dry spam abilities in lane, as well as some small range adjustments to our telekinetic link cast to make it a little more natural to attach to an ally on cast at the cost of some max range when already tethered. Health has changed from 595 to 580, so she's getting squishier. Yep, same thing. Mana has changed, so she's going to take less mana now. That's kind of nice. On what though? Mana has changed. Wait. She's getting less overall mana per level. Wow. Max mana has changed. Yeah, it's the same patch, same note. Man, did they not like reread this and just cancel that out? Kind of cringe. Cast range has been increased. Break range has been decreased. That's kind of nice actually. I think that's worthwhile. Psychic cost 80 to 70. That's for a Q. For heals and whatnot. I'm fine with that. I mean, with how much they're reducing mana though, that's not really going to help too much. They're really actually kind of hurting her mana a good amount. That's a good chunk. Like 10%. Richter, I saw this actually and I'm disappointed. I don't think this is really going to do too much. I mean, it'll help, right? But HP scaling from 0.08 to 0.07, that's like 8%, right? No, sorry, not 8%. That's like 15%. Right? And I don't know what the hell this per tick is. It's just 0. Once again, Omega not doing their QA/QC. What's new? Sereth, it looks like they wanted to kind of help Sereth out for the lower elo. Because of course, I'd say she's kind of easy to kind of focus in and burst down. But they want her to do less damage on the Q, I believe. So chastise damage has changed. Yeah, they wanted to increase her. I think that's her RMB. Heaven's Fury is getting a total physical power scaling decrease, and her on-hit modifier is getting decreased. This is good. I think that's worthwhile too. I think her ultimate's crazy. Sorry, that's not her ultimate. Heaven's Fury is her escape. No, that's her Q. Stupid me. This is her chastise or RMB. Heaven's Fury is her Q. That's what the on-hit is for. And then her say burn bonus 80 scaling is also reduced, so 0.3 to 0.25. That's nice, 15%. Bonus 80 scaling per tick, around the same thing too. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Slightly less health regen for Steel to make it a little easier to work down the road in his early game. So they're just reducing his health regen by like 10ish%. Quick maths. No, sorry, 25%. 2 to 1.75. Right? I don't think it's that crazy for early. Maybe it is a little bit if you stay there for a while. I don't think it's going to be that big with his shields, his passive shields. I mean, you kind of just heal off of. If you know how to use the passive and the shields correctly, you should be fine. Twin Blast hopefully gets a nerf. Passive farming Vortex Grenades provides forward to safe for a loop back. For fallback looper no longer needs to risk combat to keep up. As a result, we're increasing their cooldown. Downtime between castables, trimming some. Alright, so getting a cooldown on it. So the Rocket Dash got a decrease in cooldown, which is crazy to me actually. Why? Why? Vortex Grenade is going from 75% to 70% on total physical power scaling. Healing bonus physical power scaling has changed from 0.75 to 0.7. Minor. Charge cooldown has changed. Yeah, 1 second, it's a big deal. I'll take that. 1 second is a big deal. That really can change some things up. Securing farm and all that stuff. So it'll change some things up. But it's not changing his core kit. His on-hit damage is ridiculous against tanks in general. He outputs so much damage with on-hit. And he scales so dang well. Maybe it's Stormbreaker though. We'll see on the nerfs on the items. Zarus mana changed from 350 to 325. Good. I like that. Max mana has changed. Same exact stat. Good. I think it could be even 300. His abilities, I don't know what his overall ability CD's like mana is, but Spear of Near base damage has changed. That's good too, actually, because he's very oppressive early game. I'd say even 65. I think it should be a little bit less. I think he's just way too oppressive early game, but He does fall off late, so I guess it is fair. In my opinion, he falls off late. If unless your your offlaner is W keying or all your laners are W keying, and he gets the easiest ganks of his entire life. Item changes, Eviscerator, so a crest change. Once again, I like to see crests. Like, show me crest, show me this. I don't like that they just kind of throw everything on here. It's okay. Eviscerator has too much uptime. Whoa, rendering strike cooldown has been increased from 30 to 90. Holy moly, this is why the Sparrow went Eviscerator instead of Liberator when he went against the Fae. Sanctification is that's a shield. That's good. They're good reducing it. It gives a ton of HP to the entire team, but I don't think it was anything too crazy. So it is interesting that they did prio that a bit. 20-ish%. Horned plate. Tier 2 blight armors are having their healing reduction increased from 20 to 25. Yay! Blight has been decreased. Wait. Blight has been decreased. This is kind of interesting. Blight has been decreased. So Blight has been decreased? This is a really weird terminology. Whatever. This, you have to read these descriptions, man. These patch notes suck. These patch notes are trash. I'm sorry, man. They don't know how to word it. They're taking it off of Unreal and they're not fixing it. Whatever. So it looks like it is getting buffed, so all that stuff, which is nice. I'll take a 5% buff happily. Happily, I'll take it. Dust Devil, a quick hit to Dust Devil's mobility. So that is getting a nerf. Good. I like that actually. That's a pretty nice nerf. I hate movement speed. Small damage bump for Quiver to make it feel more punchy. Wow, they're actually gonna give Quiver more multi-shot. AD scaling is going to be increased ever so slightly though. I don't really know if I've seen anyone build it. I think it's kind of a wasted item. It's just other items have better passives than it. Nightfall doesn't quite hit the mark in the healing department, so we're giving it some additional love. I can't say too much about. Oh, the Nightfall's it's that one assassin item. Base ability healing has been increased from 0.5 to 0.06. Enhanced ability healing has been increased. This could be pretty big, actually. And if it helps with Omnivamp healing, too, for people like Bang Mao. Although I know there's just better items to build, but that's the con. Everyone wants a DPS. Pain Weaver provides too much movement speed for its users, especially the majority of them. As I started building that, getting a 33% nerf. This is interesting. Echelon Cloak. I've never seen anyone build this in my game, so it's getting a 50% nerf in camo health regen. Interesting. Tainted Blade health has been increased from 250 to 300. I can help. It helps, and if you scale it with like Raymond Renewal, I mean, all that stuff, it can add up. And a lot of healing. Hey, any health for tanks in their meta right now is nice, and maybe we'll see that little 5% kind of affect them early game. That's for Tainted, as a lot of tanks should look into building Tainted Guard second, third item, even mid sometimes. Berserker Axe struggles to find its place in many Bruiser builds. The addition of some ability haste should help it feel more accessible to the heroes that like it the most. So 10 ability haste is added. I thought I seen this built a lot. Recipe changed from Stone to Strength Saber. Attack damage has been decreased from 45 to 40. Health has been decreased. So just for the ability haste. Really? That's kind of interesting. I don't know if the ability haste is. I mean, 10 ability haste is a big deal. Maybe Grux now can use it. Stack more of his, his DPS with that. I don't know. Okay, we'll see how that works. I don't know its overall item, so I can't say too much or like what Berserker Axe is. But I mean, to see that is. Could it be better overall instead of the 5 extra damage and the 50 extra health when you get the item? I don't know if it's a second or third item build or an end game item build. If it's an end game item build, then like technically it'd sound better. Early game, this would hurt it. So it provides too much. Yes, Citadel, please. Armor gained per hero. Wait, so they're not affecting the pen? It's still a solid item. You're only nerfing it like 30-ish%. I mean, not even. You're not nerfing it too hard. Like, it's still a flawless item just due to the shred. I still would buy it just due to the shred with how strong carries and AD characters are right now. Caustica, let's talk about this. This is a big deal for us mid laners. Caustica, we're getting magic pen increase from 0.2 to 0.4. Oh my god, we're getting double. Percent magical penetration has also been increased. I assume it's the same exact thing, so yeah. They just, you know, magus, and then they just don't have that word. So it's not like both of its passives, because you still need the 50%, right? But hey, I'll take it. I'll happily take it. That's going to make like the time warp super nice on it. Like if you go with the Caustica and time warp, because then you're able to regen even more mana faster. Then you'll actually be above the 50%. Yes, please. Magnify, they're getting a cost decrease. I think it's kind of, I don't know. Magnify is kind of useless in my opinion. I don't know what mid laner really benefits on. Shenbi? Maybe on hit Decker? I don't know. Mega Cosm, disintegrate max health damage increase from 3 to 3.5%. Hey, that's not bad at all. I'll take anything on Mega Cosm. Burn percent has been increased from 1 to 1.16. I think this was actually like reverted. Wasn't it that before? So they revert it back. Hey, I'll take it. I'll happily take it. Hey, well, it needs it. Mids are getting beat up right now. Oathkeeper Spellblade AP scaling has been decreased. Wow, they're nerfing it? I haven't seen Oathkeeper. I don't know. It shouldn't be that bad. Like, that strong with it. Prophecy, a reduction cost to make it more accessible. Worth it. Prophecy, how often is Prophecy even used? Tainted Scepter per stack has been... Why? Why do you nerf Tainted Scepter? It's honestly rarely built now. Like, you don't necessarily want to build it because it's so much better to get tainted on other people. Okay. You get pen from it, but like, that's cringe. Orb of Growth, mana has been increased. Alright, so that gives you some mana. Health restore has been decreased. Really? Orb of Growth is trash. Orb of Enlightenment, mana is increased. Art of Fortitude, health restore. Mana per level has been... This item sucks. What are they doing? Fire Blossom. Fire Blossom is too cheap and efficient and can be purchased too fast into a match compared to other options. Good. It is extra. It's crazy. I forgot that it is cheap. That is insane. Wow, I was only granting. That's funny. 45 armor. Wow. Honestly, it should be 3100. The item's broken. Because all you need to build is the AoE and you'll be solid. Like, that's how strong it is. So like, I don't know. I think they should reduce brimstone. They should reduce brimstone's overall damage, my opinion. Not it should be cut a bit. Galaxy Greaves exchanging the armor to cheap, make it move boots accessible. Cost has been decreased and armor has been decreased. To make it more accessible, yeah, that's fun. I control with it a little bit more faster. I like that. Less health scaling for Frostblade to make the damage more reasonable in full tank builds. Passive health scaling has been decreased from 0.04 to 0.03. That's not bad. 25% nerf. I haven't really seen Elfrost too much. I've seen like some high elo players throw it, but it was hard to really see how much of an overall difference it was making on tanks, on tank builds. I think Richters were building it. I think Richters, I saw Richter. I don't think I saw Steel. I think it was a Richter. But I haven't seen it too often. Stonewall is too effective at shutting down physical ability casters even when brought onto a non-tank, reducing its upfront damage reduction and offering more scaling to ensure it leans more towards tank users rather than being good on tanks and carries alike. That is true. Physical damage ability reduction has been increased from 0.9 to 0.2. It has been increased from 0.5. Alright. It is, because it's a very strong item. That stun is wild, and it really can shut people down. It's not built that often though. A lot of carries should last item this if they feel like they're getting punished, because it helps so much, man. If you're a Countess or anyone, you have to gap close into it. Now that they canceled the gap close with Stonewall, maybe Countess lost her Q. Like even AP can Even magic power users get affected by this item, which is insane. So that's crazy. It's a good, any nerf on that item is good. Unbroken Will, healing when Momos create far too many moments but not interaction with heroes such as Grux and Steel, being entirely hard countered by its existence because of their abilities would often heal more damage than they dealt, even when playing fights correctly and CCing the right targets for the scenario. We've opted to remove the Persistence passive. Even without it, Unbroken Will still serves purpose as an effective anti-CC cool, just without the free healing. I need to double check what Persistence is, but that, it sounds big. Tenacity is decreased, magic resist has been increased, and persistence. Is persistence the persistently healing them per CC? By its existence, because their abilities would often heal more than damage that they dealt. Wow, so yeah, it's so okay, it was too strong. I want to make sure that I was getting it right. It was too strong, and people like Grux and Steel, who don't necessarily damage, they throw damage output on tanks, but not really too much. Like, it takes time. They were getting overhealed. Okay, interesting. That's a big nerf then, if I got it right in my head. Void Helm is also providing slightly too efficient for its price. Health has been decreased from 454. That's good. Void Helm is really strong. It melts. You can go Crystalline or Void Helm, and it really does affect it. Due to tank amount, it really does affect mages. Now Mega Custom got a buff. We'll see how it works. Giant Ring, some quick nerfs to the cost and health. The Giant Ring provides too much value as a standalone option. Does it really? Health has been decreased. Okay. I haven't seen it too much, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anyone really get bigger except for Seraph's Mantle. So that's interesting that I haven't really seen it too much. Frosted Lure, potential lure, make it less about its damage output, more about its shielding and disruption. I don't know too much about this, so I can't share my details too much. Increased. So, passive damage has been increased, health has been decreased, passive health scaling has been decreased from 0.07 to 0.05. Shield percent has been increased from 1.2 to 1.4. Oh, that sounds pretty good, honestly. It sounds kind of, I don't know, it sounds good. I don't know what it's really used for. Shields, people like, not Steel, because it's passive damage. I don't know what kind of damage it really is outputting. Nair War Boots provides too much passive healing and extended fights. Yay, get out of healing. Screw the tank, screw the Chimera. So it's a healing tool. Resistance no longer persists until leaving combat. Resilient bonus movement speed is increased. Resilient duration, alright. So it'll stay longer, but getting a nerf. And it's alright, so good. That's nice. It does last a while, so I'll take that. Good. Stormbreaker needs a change. The change of Stormbreaker increases pick rate significantly and seems to be enjoyed by many. Too hard, it is outshining other options. It is 100%. So the bonus physical scaling has been decreased by 5%. That's good. 15%. Chain zap damage increased from 20 to 25. That's also good. Oh wait, sorry, 20 to 25. No, they increased the damage, but they lowered the scaling. Oh, that's still fine. That's fine. That's big scaling. One item will change that drastically. Change zap critical strikes decreased from 80 to 0. Okay, good. That's something that actually did need to be, because that was a tank shredder. Static max stacks decreased from 200 to 150. So that's going to be the max stacks. Yeah, so okay, it comes up faster. All right. Caustica, they already talked about this. Now always grants 40%. Wait a second. Caustica has been naturally punishing for mages for using their abilities to wear down or brief to ensure mages can maintain meaningful. Oh my lord. Caustica second item. Caustica second item. Time warp not needed. Not needed for the cooldown. That's crazy. I like that for a mid player. I like that. 40% on ADCs, man. Oh my lord, that's huge. I don't have to worry about my mana anymore. Like, as long as I have the mana, I can do it. I don't have to watch and try to maintain high mana. Well, that is what I look for. When I'm in Prime and setting up for that, I gotta play around that. You have to watch my mana. I want to get that extra damage out. Good. It's needed. Crazy to have it all in one item, though, but I'll take it. I'll take 60% pen, but you have to buy 2 items that provide, like, a percent pen or something. And it would take away, like, a burst item or something that sustains you. I think that'd be cool. I think it's way too much for one item, maybe, but Tainted Scepter, say hello to an old friend. So they messed up this patch notes. They suck at making patch notes, man. They brought back the old stat profile functionality of Tainted Scepter, moving it back to ability haste and true damage instead of magic pen and magic damage. So that major support like 2 punish when they try to round around a slot in their builds with the absence of haste, making it feel inaccessible. So magic pen is removed. They added haste to it. Malice damage decreased from 75 to 80, and it does true damage. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna have to try that out. That true damage is gonna be nice, don't get me wrong, but a tank shred? Because usually I go ability haste when I'm against a team full of tanks, or when I play Countess and whatnot, because you need to output more damage. You need haste. Right? And I'm going to be messing mostly with the tanks. It's going to be hard for me to get to the ADC. So I just need my skills up sooner. So this could actually be huge. I need to try this item out. I'm excited for that. This is a big win for mid laners. Jungle changes. Fangtooth is going to be easier to get early game. So 5800 to 5400 HP. And they get 20 more HP per level. It's not a big deal at all. So 400 HP though, that's a big deal. That is huge. The amount of times we level 1 Fang, right? When we kill off a mid laner early game, or we kill off either a mid or ADC or a support or a jungle, by the time we get close to almost finishing Fang, they could be back by then. So, you know, back to clean up. Not necessarily back to contest, back to clean us up. So this extra 400 health nerf is huge. That's a very, very nice change, actually. I was kind of disliking it, but I do think, well, maybe I don't dislike, maybe I want the punishment. I don't know. I feel like you can get Fang very easily. It's going to make soloing super easy too now. This is going to change some things. It does have base armor increase, so it actually is going to be harder for people like Chimera to take it solo, and Crunch. This is going to be interesting. This is going to shift some stuff, I think. Or Prime basic attack damage is decreased from 120 to 110. That's going to be pretty nice too, because it does do a lot of, it might make it like you could probably 3-man it now. And there's special attack orders change from slam, missile, knockback to missiles, knockback, slam. Wow, so missiles are going to come first. It's going to do more damage initially then. You can't start it solo. If you start the solo early game, you'll get annihilated by missiles. I didn't even know it actually had an attack order. When I made one of the tip videos, I thought it did have an attack order. That's crazy. Missiles, knockback, and slam now. The knockback coming earlier is going to be nice, though. So at least the knockback comes before the engage starts, or when the HP is really low. So that could actually, I'm curious how this is going to be, how they timed it. What if they timed it like how long PCC players took to take it, or like just overall players took to take it, and they timed the knockback similar to when a steal happens, like when people try to flash in and steal, like the estimated time frame, right? And I wonder if a knockback is going to come in at that point to try and this is interesting. This is a good tip to have, to find out that it actually does do these order changes. I think it does 2 basics or 3 basics and then uses a skill. And I did notice that, but I didn't notice it enough like to make a video on it or put it in the tip list. So this might have to be on the tip list. Tips and tricks. Alright, so bug fixes. Additional bug fixes may not be added near the game. I'm just going to read them out. I'm not really going to share opinions on this unless it's something big. Fix a bug where Kalari spawn and voice line would cut out prematurely. Fix a bug where Gadget Speedgate SFX would not play at the correct location. Fix a bug where the news widget would not redirect users to the correct page. Fix a bug where switching from legacy to default controller layout and spectator would break bindings. Fix a bug where hexbound bracer description would incorrectly state hero damage only. Fix a bug where players could become soft locked in the tutorial when recalling during the health potion section. Fix a bug where players flagged as AFK once would not be shown in the surrender player account. Fix the bug where attribute icons could change in the ability level up panel. Fix the bug where notification icons would permanently appear in menu unlocks. Fix the bug where Jingle Bomb's Iggy could become blocked from purchase. Alright, so that's the overall patch. My opinions on the patch. Yes, mid laners, you're coming back. Tanks, you kind of got nerfed. I'm a little happy about that. ADCs, Twin Blast specifically, and escape changes. I want to see that stuff. I actually am kind of a fan of this patch. There's some stuff that I found really weird in terms of character balancing, but like, you know, like a Kalari, and whatnot. But I'm excited. Richter needed a change. Maybe it's gonna take time for Richter. Honestly, maybe hopefully they're changing some mechanic on him, and that's why we're not seeing a change. We'll see. But the patch seems pretty interesting. I like it overall. I'm excited for it. I think this can change some things up. Yeah, let's get it, baby. Alright, so if you did enjoy, let me know. If you thought this was too long or unnecessary or whatnot, also let me know, as I do make these videos to inform people and inform myself at the same time, and then share my opinion on what I think. As someone who has almost 2,000 hours in the game, I feel like I like to say that I do have some experience and knowledge. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you liked, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But on that note, take it easy. Have a good one. Good luck on your games, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.